Welcome to Engineering Dynamics. I'm Professor Stephen Moore. I'd like to give you a brief introduction of my background. I have a master's degree in electrical engineering from North Carolina State University and an MS in computer science and engineering from the University of Connecticut. Uh, so what I'd like to do now is spend a little time going through the sort of Blackboard and the course overview, and also take a look at the syllabus, give you a quick overview of the syllabus. Okay, so when you first come into uh, Blackboard, what you'll see is the announcements page. And over here on the left-hand side, you'll see all the links to the different parts of the course. Syllabus you can get here, of course. If you just click on here, you can see the syllabus. And assignment one actually has you go through and read that and just verify that you've read it. Probably the most important one, well, announcements, of course, and then course content. So if you click on course content, the structure, what it's going to be, these is what's you're going to be required or be responsible for these particular weeks. So this week, 25th through the 31st, you'll be responsible for reading these sections and just completing assignment one, which is essentially just the syllabus, reading the syllabus and verifying it. Okay. So if there are any problems, you can also work through them. So there is one other thing I'm going to put in here. I'll probably put in the lecture video, or at least the first part of it here, so you can watch that. Either that'll go here or here for this one. But typically you'll see some, you know, homework assignment or, something about the homework assignments potentially. Your reading, uh, you know, the lecture videos, lecture slides. Because if you click over here, it'll show you chapter 13. Um, and then whatever videos, of course, I associate with it. So there'll be other videos. There'll be problems. Sometimes I'll put problems out there. So if I work through problems, I'll show you how I work through them, and then I'll also put those up on as videos. Okay, so still working on some of the videos now for this, but this would be the sort of your guide, so the material that you're responsible for these specific weeks. Okay, and like I said, here's lecture slides, assignments. So here are the assignments. I actually put the next assignment up, two, and the date, of course, is like almost 2 weeks from now. So first one is just as easily just going through and reading through this, make sure you understand all of it. I'm going to give you a very brief overview of it shortly, okay? And then the solutions. So what you'll find is that I'm giving you the solutions, you know, beforehand, so you can work through them and then check your work, okay? So I don't have any problem with people working together on homeworks. That's perfectly fine. The point is to learn it. Um, and then, of course, when you work on exams and quizzes, it'll have to be individual work. Okay. So that's pretty much how it's laid out. If I have any handouts as we go along or web links, I may add some more things in here that I find to be useful, or web links, and it could be videos, some videos that I found that are useful for the course. Okay. Okay, I'll take a brief overview of the syllabus, just give you an idea of kind of the main points. So here's the information for the class, the semester, CRN. It's online, so there's no specific meeting times. And my name, my email, here's my phone, my work phone. And the way we'll communicate is through email or leave voice message with questions. And then, you can also leave a phone number to call back if you really need it beyond, if I'm not able to answer it just with a follow-up email. And if we need to, we can always set up something online, okay? If we need to set up some in a work session or something like that, okay? So here's just the course description, course objectives, okay? Now, if you take it, assume it'd be pretty much, well, it's one of the prereqs to 11. Most everybody's probably taken EGR 211, where we were, the focus in 211 was an equilibrium. Now, the one added component is we now have like an imbalance of forces, so we have acceleration associated with it, okay? And that's kind of what we're going to go through, is we're going to analyze systems that have motion, and not only motion, they have acceleration, okay, for the most part. All right. Course materials, 14th edition of Hebler. And you have some choices. for that. And the assignments are going to come from the textbook. And what you'll find is that, we use the same text or the same author for statics and dynamics, so you can always get both of them together if you want. All right. So the class is pretty much going to be delivered by Blackboard Learn. There'll be, syllabus, lecture slides, handouts, assignments, links to videos, of course, which I have set up on a channel and YouTube. Um, so these are some of the comments actually put in. These are the college requirements for the most part for the syllabus. All right. One link to pay attention to, of course, is like I said, the course content link. That's like the main one. You look at the announcements, see if there's any new announcements, go into the course content link and make sure you keep up with the daily, the assignments or the material that's defined in the course content link. Okay, and I do it on a weekly basis. All right, so the grading, based on 1,000 points, 150 is for homework, so this should be pretty easy. The solutions are, given to you beforehand. Really, the key thing is, of course, make sure you understand it, right? Understand. So a good approach is to try to figure out, try to work through the problems at the end. Take a look at the solutions, see if you did it correctly, right? Okay. Um, Quizzes, we'll have 3, midterm 250, and then the final will be 300. All these going to be somewhat time limited. Oh, I don't know. Quizzes maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. Midterms would be, I say, midterm and final be 3 to 4 hours. Okay. And the way I do it is I open up a window 2 or 3 days and allow you to take it sometime, in that window. But I'd let you know beforehand. My general rule is that I'll let you know at least a week ahead of time for quizzes, and at least 2 weeks ahead of time for midterm and exam. All right. Now you can use whatever resources you have available. You can even use online resources to solve any of these. Okay. The only requirement is that you can't work with someone else to solve these, because these are problems that I make up as I go along, so they'll be different. And they're also, I pull them from a pool of questions, so your exams not necessarily match someone else's. Okay. All right. So 900 to so actually I noticed there is something here didn't come out right, but I'll make a correction and post this. But it's should be anything above 940 essentially. This is 939 to 940 essentially, or 940 and above is an A. Okay, so this goes up to 939. That didn't come out right for some reason, but I'll fix it. Okay. Uh, Final grades, academic standing. So what I'll use Blackboard, I put in your grades and the assignments and quizzes and tests. So you'll see, you go into Blackboard, you'll see your grades as we go along. And if something's missing or you have some issue with a grade, you can always contact and let me know. But it's a good idea to check it to see if it's like up to date. I would say, quizzes may take a few days to go through an exam. I'd say at least, I would say, give me a week for these, probably midterm and final, and to get it done. Of course, final I'll probably have to do quicker since it's the end of the semester, but midterm a week. I'd say quizzes even probably a week after that. You can send me an email or contact me if your grade doesn't show up. Okay. All right. Attendance policy. Here's one of the key things that's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. You need some participation by February 8th. Okay. Well, I have two assignments listed on Blackboard. One is just reading the syllabus, so that shouldn't be any problem. Just responding to it, saying that you read it is all you need to do. And then the second homework assignment is due like February 7th. Okay. So it'd be good to do all that. Okay. Academic integrity. So, homework assignments, no problem. You can collaborate on homework assignments. Just don't work with anyone else on the exams or quizzes. Okay. And then we should be good. Okay. Discrimination, harassment, sexual misconduct reporting. Okay. So if there's any issue along any issues related to these areas, you can always contact, this is our academic dean, and she's also the Title IX coordinator. Okay. Incomplete, Um, so sometimes if you're unable to complete the requirements of the course by the end of the semester, uh, just let me know, keep me in the loop if there's some issue that you see potentially coming up or you're having an issue. Audits, okay. Haven't had any audits in a long time, so maybe you're in this category. Okay, you can always change it. First 4 weeks, looks like. Okay. Withdrawal. So the withdrawal policy is up to a certain date. Looks like April 2nd. You don't need my permission, and after that you do. As long as it's, can get the paperwork in by, May 10th. Don't make a request on May 10th. Okay, make a request at least a few days before this if you want to do that, so we can meet it on time. Otherwise, there's potential that it could be denied. Okay. Uh, Services for students with disability. If you need some academic adjustments or have some requirements, you can contact Joseph Navarro directly, and then they set up the arrangement with me. All right. Undocumented students. This is some additional information that's being provided. Actually, the first time we've included this in our syllabus. So if you want to learn more about this, you can contact Student Affairs, and there's also another link here you can take a look at. Okay. Here's the important dates. These are just all college-wide. Okay. So this is directly from the academic calendar. Okay. And then at the bottom, here's basically what I'm looking at. I'm going to cover, and this is our tentative schedule. So sometimes, how do I have it as week 13? Oh, here we are. Sorry. Week 14 and 15 is the exam. Essentially 14, 15 weeks. Yep. It could be it could be 1 week or more or less, depending upon, if it's a half week or not. And I just put everything always as a week. Typically, if there's like spring break, I wouldn't have any requirements for that week. I would just, basically leave that week open and then push it off to the following week. Okay. So usually, we're down 17, a little bit of 17, and we may have something else, some other selected topics I pick before the end. Okay. But this is even week at 13, 14. This is somewhat optimistic. I leave it kind of open, so if we make it this far, I can put some additional material in there. Okay. But this is really just the ones that will consistently meet all the way up through 17, essentially. And that is about it for that.